If you're not subscribed, remember to subscribe to the channel, press the bell next to it so you get a notification every time I drop a new video. And, in the words of my grandpa,
subscribe, bitch!
Yeah. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Dude, I was almost done.
Alright, yo, so we got a throwback video for you guys today. Today's video is Allen Iverson's first signature sneaker, the Questions. You may not know his first signature sneaker were actually the Questions. That's why his nickname was the answer, because the shoes was the questions, and he was the answer to the shoes. No, oh, okay. And of course his second signature shoes were actually the answer ones. And of course Reebok and Allen Iverson went all the way to the answer 13s. At the time, Allen Iverson was the second longest signature sneaker athlete. With Reebok not in the new basketball sneaker game anymore, they were retroing all their old stuff like the questions, the answers, the kamikazes, the pumps, D Brown, shout out D Brown, dab. I don't know if people still do that, but you know, shout out D Brown. They should retro the zigzags or the shoes that you could draw on it with marker and then erase it and then draw on it again. I don't know. I forget what those were called, but those are dope. You can actually find a lot of Reebok retros at Marshall's for good deals. Check out my Marshall's video if you haven't already. Now the question is, pun not intended. The question is, can you still play in shoes that were made in 1996? Of course, these actual pairs of shoes weren't made in 1996, but everything about the shoe, the technology and everything has not changed. Can you still hoop in it? Reebok has had Montrezl Harrell promoting these and wearing these on the court, so they must be, right? But we're all not built like Montrezl Big Dick Harrell. Also, why does he spell his name like that? Montrezl? I don't know. That's like Dwayne Yane Wade. I don't know. I mean, overall, I f with these, man. You know, 90s vibe. I'm a 90s baby, you know, retro Sonics jersey. Now, AI might not be a top 10 NBA player of all time, but you can't argue that he's one of, if not the most influential NBA player of all time. Who else you know had white dudes rocking cornrows? Tattoos, the sleeves, the headbands, the sweatbands. He had everyone rocking those things. The NBA even implemented a dress code because of Allen Iverson, because of the way he dressed and the way he influenced other people to dress. Low-key a good thing because the outfits he had and he had other people wearing were low-key kind of questionable. Questionable. I mean, questionable. But the shoes are fire. Next to the answer fours, the questions were Allen Iverson's best looking signature sneaker. But of course, nothing beats the classic red and blue 76ers colors, but the motorsports are fire. Rating 10 out of 10. Moving on to the size and comfort, they fit true to size. The only thing is the top of the shoe where your toes are, it feels like the shoe is coming down on you, like the roof is caving in, so it's really uncomfortable right here. Definitely on the heavier side, is less breathable than modern basketball shoes. Broke my floor. But of course Montrezl Big Dick Harrell don't care about that. He's a tank. He's a diesel. Cushion wise, it's a soft hexagonal cushioning. I mean, it's solid. I played outdoors in them and they felt amazing. Crazy that these shoes were from the 90s. Rating 6 out of 10. Moving on to the traction. Now I did play outdoors in them. They stuck. So just as a rating for outdoors only, it's 9 out of 10. But knowing sneakers and playing in my fair share of them and knowing the outsole, I can tell indoors the materials, they will stick initially, but after you play in them a few times and it wears off, they'll start to lessen and the traction will get worse and worse. And the traction pattern will fail you. As you can see, it's not like modern day basketball sneakers where there's little ridges and cuts everywhere. The traction pattern itself isn't that deep, so you will be sliding in these, which is probably why Allen Iverson looked like he was gliding out there, you know, crossing over everybody. Antonio Daniels, Michael Jordan, and all of them. Tyronn Lue. I mean, shoot, Allen Iverson was just different. He probably played in shoes with bad traction patterns, but have you seen him dribble a football? All right, moving on to the materials and the technology. It's got a lace closure for the lacing system, synthetic nubuck upper, patent metallic silver toe and overlay, soft hexagonal cushioning, lightweight EVA midsole with gloss metallic silver, textile lining, and an abrasion resistant rubber outsole. I mean, for when the shoes originally released, you can't really ask for more than that. All the shoes were heavier back then. They're all made with good quality leather, patent leather, or nubuck. The nubuck uppers, of course, for durability and stability, but in turn, the shoes are a lot heavier and less breathable. And again, the hexagonal, whatever. And again, the hexagonal cushioning was fire. You know it's good if you played on them outdoors and your feet don't hurt. Rating 7 out of 10. Moving on to the support and lockdown. Lateral support was amazing, of course. With modern sneakers, you have cheaper and lighter uppers to minimalize weight, but they add small overlays for stability and support. But Allen Iverson's Questions, them being nubuck with patent leather, of course they were durable. These were some heavy duty sneakers. As for lockdown, these are mids. And you know, playing in a lot of low tops nowadays, a lot of players like playing in low tops. These look high as hell, I'm not gonna lie. Their foot is definitely locked in there. With the lacing going all the way up to your ankles, the laces are long enough to tie and double knot, so your feet are definitely locked in there. No thrills about it, just a very solid support and lockdown. Rating 10 out of 10. Crazy, right? 96. Moving on to the price, these are $140. Now, I get it, these are retros, so you know, you gotta move the price up a little bit. For looks wise, and if you're a 90s baby and an old soul and an old NBA head like me, definitely a great cop, you know, good for your rotation, switch it up a bit. For basketball though, you could definitely find better basketball sneakers to suit a modern day NBA game for a lot cheaper, because again, these are super heavy. The question at the beginning of the video was, can you still hoop in these? And the answer, question and answer, you know, the answer is yes. Obviously, as I just said, there are better shoes out there for a lot cheaper, but for nostalgic purposes, or if you're an AI fan or a Montrez Big Dick Harold fan, nothing wrong with hooping in these. They're just heavier, less breathable. But definitely where they shine is cushion, support, and lockdown. Overall rating of the Questions, 8.4 out of 10. Definitely a very good grade, so I recommend any fan of the early 2000s NBAs or late 90s NBA, check these out. And also, I'm scared of Montrezl Harrell too, so I don't want to say anything bad about him. You know, in these shoes, you know, he'll come and get me or something. You know, who knows what he'll do to me. All right, guys, that concludes the video. Let me know what you think of the Questions. Would you cop? Would you hoop in them? Let me know. Any other retro sneakers that you would hoop in, or you want me to hoop in for a video, let me know. Watch my other videos in the playlist up there and down there. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Like this video if you're an Allen Iverson fan, or if you're a fan of all the small guys, Isaiah Thomas again, JJ Barea. Until next time, we out. Peace. Shout out to the underdog. Shout out to the short dudes out there. You know, my under 6 feet gang. We out here. Yeah.